mobile water filtration system called the Water Box, and it will be deployed to Flint, Michigan. Well, today. So
very cool.
Very, very awesome of him to do that. We already know his dad. You know, he's an awesome man. You know,
he got some of Dad's genie money.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Even though we know James Smith is a little bit eccentric at sometimes, but you know, he is a very good start for where we're not going to get very political on this podcast, but you know, government should be doing more of their input and stuff like that. But it's good to hear that people and individuals like this is doing things to help out society, especially in Flint that's got lead in the water.
Instead of walls, there should be water filters. Just what I think.
Just saying, huh? All right.
I'm just saying.
All right. So we're gonna go.
Water filters would probably be cheaper than walls too, because I know them Brendas ain't much.
Yeah, no, they're exactly. All right, you ready for this next topic? Then we'll go call it a day.
What if you make a wall? What if you make a wall full of bottled water?
It's a start. It's a start, man.
There you go.
All right, so I got a scenario that me and Kevin want to discuss.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Sorry, I had to do that.
We don't own the rights to.
I love how Kevin just threw that claimer out there. Yes, we do not own the rights to A Tribe Called Quest scenario, so don't sue us for the pennies that we don't have. A Tribe Called.
All we know is Bo knows this, Bo knows that, but Bo don't know Jack.
All right, so
I'm amazed I still remember that part.
Hey man, apparently you're an old head.
Hey, no batteries including and no strings attached.
There it is. All right.
Yes. According to that guy on Twitter, I'm an old head.
Yes. Apparently to the guy on Twitter, you're an old head. So thanks to my coworker, I guess he came up with this topic. Mr. Joaquin. Thank you, sir. So the scenario is you're a high school teacher and you have a 5-star recruit football player in your class. You're getting pressure from coaches, boosters, and other members of the faculty to pass this individual. Mr. Carter, how do you approach this situation?
You do your job. Your job isn't to. This is the bad part about our society lately now. There's not much back in the day, even when you were in school, but now it's become if you're good at sports, we coddle you more and more and more and more and more. And that's not the way it should be. And as a teacher in a school, your mission, your job is to teach and is to make sure that these kids learn. So when they go on through life, even if they don't ever use the crap again, your job is to make sure that these students pass the way they're supposed to, do their work, and make sure that they're going to be a valuable member of society later on. Because I know we don't use half the junk that we do in school, but school still teaches us a lot of things about responsibility, about showing up, about doing things at a certain manner of time, because you need those type of assets when you go out into the real world and afterwards. But we as a society, if you're good at sports, we seem to look the other way on a whole bunch of things.
Exactly.
But if I'm still a teacher, and I know the moral compass of some teachers are, hey, you need to do your work, you need to make sure you do it, then I'll pass you. And if the teacher was accepting all of this stuff from all these other people, I would have none of it, and I would still not pass the kid unless he done all this stuff.
Yeah. I guess my buddy was telling me about a story of a 5-star recruit that was getting recruited by Miami and Florida and Alabama, just all the top tier schools that's around the Southeast, and you know, pretty as far as I heard, you know, she was a pretty lady, and and just that had nothing to do with it. But she.
I know you just like adding in she was pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the guy was telling me the story, but I honestly didn't have anything to do with it. The fact of the matter is she was getting pressure from boosters and stuff like that because this guy was slipping in the math class that they was taking. So because his GPA had to be a certain amount to play football, she didn't pass him, but she was offering tutor sessions for him and stuff like that, and they weren't having it. Well, come to find out, they let her go, and
which is terrible. If that's the reason they let her go, and because that's just a terrible reason, and it goes along to what I was saying that we coddle our sports people.
We do.
Like if you're good at sports, we coddle you for some odd reason, and that just shouldn't be the way it is. Now I was telling you before we came on. There's a guy on Twitter who's a recruit for the University of Florida. His name is DeJuan Black. Mm-hmm. He plays linebacker. He was a four-star linebacker, and he was being recruited by the Gators. He committed to the Gators early. Well, his junior year of school, he couldn't meet the grades that he would be able to get in school with. So he knew he couldn't do the grades and everything like that. But it was because of the school he was going to, the people he was hanging around with. So what did this kid do? Instead of going and still playing football in his senior year and everything, he transferred schools so he could focus on his academics and not play football for his senior year, so he in turn could go to school and go to the University of Florida.
Wow.
He signed his letter of intent this past signing day. So he's already going to school. He's got his grades up. So now he is able to go and attend Florida. But for every kid you've got that looks like that, you've got 17 more of them that think they're entitled and should be able to get what this guy was thinking that he was going to get from this teacher and would go on to be in school. Or would go on to pass and get it just basically handed to him just because he was good at football. But it's just, but for every one story we have like that, we have, well, for every like 7 stories we have like that, we always got the one story of a guy actually going and doing it the right way.
Right. And for
but the teacher never, if that was the reason the teacher had been fired, that's ridiculous.
Right. And then the way you add your story, it came out to a positive ending for it. This story,
exactly. This kid's going to be playing ball in Florida.
Right. This story, however, ends in tragedy because the kid ended up losing his life in the car wreck. So,
yeah, that's terrible.
It's so many scenarios to this that you hear about, throughout the nation and whatnot about this, and it's these, like Kevin mentioned, these kids getting coddled and everything. And so when you go to high school, you're in this small pond, and everybody knows who you are, and everybody
you're
go
that
around the town.
Big fish.
Right. Then you realize you go to college, and now you all these other big fishes and stuff like that, and you have to make a name for yourself. Some do, some don't. And then now you get to the NFL, and now you're just a decent player. So now every step that you go up further, everything's hidden. You're just like, wow, I'm really just a small fish in a big pond. And
and the bad thing is, if we looked at the high school kids that are beyond their talent and everything, if we looked at them as if, hey, if you keep moving up in levels, this is what's going to happen to you. If we treated them the way they're going to be treated later on, we wouldn't have this stuff happening because they wouldn't get coddled so much, because they're not going to get coddled in college and they're not going to get coddled in the NFL. Yeah.
So to all the kids that's listening, or anybody that's parents that's got kids, just, let this be an example to you. Just, hey, and I'm not telling you how to be discipline your kids, whatnot. But, it's the real world out here. Now Kevin is, he's more into the real world. He's been around more than I have. And myself, I know it's like, cool. I was in college.
Oh, thanks for calling me old, Cortez.
Well, I didn't say
you did it.
I didn't say a number. Come on.
You basically just called me old.
But like I said, it's just that you had these moments
I do not have to take these views.
When you get hit and realize that you're in the real world, and something when you graduate high school and go to college, you just gonna realize, man, I'm in the real world, and you got to pay these bills, you got to make ends meet. So it's a grind out there. You just gotta respect the grind until you get where you want to go, and don't give up on stuff like that. So
that's the bad thing though. The high school kids, and even if they show being good at a sport when they're younger, like we coddle it and we go to the sports thing as the be all end all for some of these kids, and it's just bad that we treat these kids this way just because they're good at playing something that involves a ball.
Exactly.
And if we would treat all kids if we would treat them all as equals throughout however they grew up and everything, then we wouldn't be having some of the problems that we do with some of these kids. But that's just the way it is nowadays.
Yep, I agree. All right. Well, anything else you want to add, man? I know we're almost at an hour. I know you got stuff to do.
Because if I failed, I got kicked in the butt.
All right. So make sure you stay tuned for me and Kevin. We'll definitely get more out here. I know we were trying to get this episode out a couple days earlier, but stuff came up, so we got it out today. So glad we got to knock it out. You can follow the podcast page at Balls Not Court. You can follow me at CP.
Kevin C 2415.
You go to our Facebook page and type in Balls Not Court Podcast. Give us a like, shout, comment there. You can also go to Podomatic. Just type in CP.podomatic.com. We're on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Windows, Google Play, Anchor. Hey, we're on Spotify now, and many other sites as well. I know, yay! So, plus Guys Limits Radio Sports Talk. You can check out this podcast menu for wonderful content at stlrmedia.com. Download the app in your mobile app store. So, we're almost at we're almost at an hour. So, all right, well, Kevin, and as you got, I know you got a busy day with family. So,
nope, we are good. We got everybody up here, so we're gonna go do a little party. So
awesome, man!
Should be fun.
Should be fun here. I'm gonna go back to sleep, then I upload this podcast. So eventually, y'all get it when I take a little quick nap. But nonetheless, hey, we gotta knock it out. So hey, no days off. I sit there and say that.
Yeah, well, he takes a lot of days off. Don't let him laugh.
Yes.
He needs to do that one thing that he said we were going to be doing, but he ain't even looked into yet. So
yeah, we'll talk about that later. But
yeah, you're flat.
All right, well, thanks, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Carter, Cortez, Paul, Balls Not Court Podcast. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.